I'm dropping all my stuff. Oh no. Who's to say? I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about all these fucking books. So
It's lit.
get it? Okay, I'm done.
It's been 84 years.
Okay. So you may be wondering,
Kaylee, you have a different background.
and that's because I moved. You know, you never know whenever you're just going to go on a random girls trip one day and then meet the love of your life. You know, you never... Who's to say? So I went to Boston. I'm originally from Houston, and I met someone, and even before I met him, like on that trip, I remember thinking to myself,
Oh my god, like this city is charming, it's like cute, it's full of history, the food is phenomenal, like it's just vibes, the city is breathtaking, like so many cool places, Salem is here, duh.
So like, long story short, I moved here, and long distance was working for us for a while, but we were like, we need to like figure out what the next move is. You know, I'm no spring chicken, I'm in my 30s. And so is he. So anyways, I ended up moving, and I tell you all this, I know that's like not what we're here for, is to talk about like my love life and stuff, but I had to purge. And honestly, it was a good, like no one made me, I made me purge a lot of the books that I just was like, these don't spark me joy, you know, Marie Kondo. And I'm really glad I did, because it gave me more room to buy more books. And so why we're here. So yeah, this orange just smells weird. What the fuck? Why does it smell like that? Anyway, okay, I'm taking that out to ruin my vibe. So like, got rid of a lot of the books that were not only on my bookshelves, but also on my physical TBR. To be honest, I think I went from like 40 books on my physical TBR down to about 6. And now we're back up at 16. So look at me. Consumerism, am I right? I have quite a few books to talk about in this video. To be fair, it was my birthday month, so last month. So I did buy more books than I would have, you know, normally bought. And I used to, like last year, 2 years ago, I loved to just like go to bookstores and just like buy everything. I was like, what is this? Buy it. Yes, I don't, have I never heard of it before?
Right. La 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 la.
Has a cute cover,
Then you
buying
can't
it.
tell me
Now
nothing.
I'm a
right.
little bit more strategic with what I buy, because you know, I hate whenever I just have stuff sitting on the shelf for so long, and then I'm like, ugh, and then I have so many choices. And now I really find more appreciation for like having a few things that I know I want to read. And my reading taste has evolved so much that like, if you have 100 books sitting on your physical TBR, who's to say in a year, whatever time that you actually end up reading it, if you're even interested in it anymore. And so anyways, that's where I am. So I have 16 books on my physical TBR. How we're gonna do this is we're going to first talk about the book haul. I'm gonna show you the books that I bought in the past month. I'm gonna talk about my subscription boxes, so we're gonna talk about those books first. Then we're gonna talk about the books that I bought on a really fun trip to Newport, Rhode Island for July 4th weekend. I love that town. It is so cute. It is the like quintessential New England, East Coast beach, like marina city, okay? It's so cute. So anyways, I went to a really nice bookstore there. Shout out to Charter Books behind me. So we're gonna talk about that bookstore. And then I'm going to get into all the other books that are on my physical TBR. So let's go ahead and get into it, and let's not waste any more time. All right, so subscription box number 1 we're gonna talk about is Book of the Month. If you haven't heard of Book of the Month, they are not sponsoring me, by the way. This is just a shameless plug. I've been a member for over 2 years. And they like basically, they have every month, they do like 5 or 6 books, I think, of like new books coming out. All of them are about the same size, And usually they're like either debut authors or like popular books that are books are basically they're gonna be popular, which is why I like it, because a lot of the books that I find there I would not have normally picked up because I wouldn't have known about them. So I have 3 books from there. I was actually really good last year about reading all my book of the month books as they came in. So shout out to me, honestly. So the first book I'm gonna talk about is the one from last month, because I have not gotten around to it. I don't know why, but this book is giving me like mid-fall vibes. Oh, we have The Lion Women of Tehran by Marjan Kamali. So this was one of my most anticipated books of the year. Marjan Kamali is, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but she wrote The Stationery Shop, which came out quite a while ago, but that probably is in my top 10 books, my favorite books of all time. It is so good. It was like, it's a love story. It's not a romance, it's a love story, and it spans like generations. And it's just like so amazing to read, and like it just transports you into time. It also talked about an area in Iran that I really didn't know too much about, more about a story about 2 sisters. So if the writing is similar, I'm there. But I haven't heard that many people talk about it. And The Stationery Shop I feel like was pretty popular, so I don't know. Anyway. So this one is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This book was the book of the month pick from this month in July. This is a chunky one, but I've heard so many good things. It's a mystery. It's teenager vanishes from a summer camp. So it takes place in the 70s. So yeah, like I don't like knowing too much about my thrillers. I feel like it kind of takes it away, because I love thrillers. I love suspenseful movies. I love scary movies. So sometimes I feel like if I know too many details, I can like see where it's going, and I don't like that. Okay, so this one is called All the Colors of the Dark, and this is by Chris Whitaker. Now, I don't know what this is about, like literally at all, and I am making myself not know. This is all I know about this book, and this is why it's key to not know about it, in my opinion, okay? In my opinion. So there's this guy that I follow on Instagram. Oh, no, Jordy Reads. And he's really big on Instagram. And anyways, he has said that this is his favorite book so far of 2024. This is another chonky one. I got 2 chonky book of the month books. So will I get to them both this month? Probably not. But this one is like genre bending, apparently. It has some romance elements. It's mainly like a true crime mystery thriller, but it's suspenseful. There's like, I think, some historical fiction in it as well. It takes place, I believe, like after the Vietnam War. So yeah, it takes place in America after the Vietnam War. So apparently it's genre bending, basically. It's a lot of different things, and it doesn't matter if you are only like a true crime reader or a, horror or suspenseful or whatever. It seems like everybody would like this type of book. I'm hoping to get to soon, but I don't know when because it's so big.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. The second book subscription that I have is Aardvark. They're newer. I feel like their books are a little bit more like dark, twisted. They've got a lot of different like sci-fi. I don't know, like their covers too are always like really cool. They also have like romance and things like that, but I noticed that they tend to be a little bit darker when it comes to like the suspense books, and I enjoy that. So I became a member a few months ago, and I've really enjoyed the books that I've gotten from there. So I have 2 books. One was from April, I think, or something. I think it was an April book, but anyway, this one's Happy Medium by Sarah Adler. Look at this cover. Are we seeing this? How beautiful is this? Like, are you serious? Like, this is just chef's kiss. I'm not usually a sucker for like the little cartoony people like this, like the amorphous blobs with clothes on. I'm not usually into like rom-coms, but this one is about a fake medium. So she ends up getting into some shenanigans. And this one also is a little chonky. Wow, 3 chonky books in a row. It's giving fall. So it's like, I want to read this because I don't have too many like rom-coms on my TBR, but this one just is like so cute. And apparently it's like really funny, and people, I haven't heard anyone talk about it, but what I looked it up on Storygraph, and people just said like it's really funny, and it's anyways, but anything about witches, there's like a little ghost right here, I'm for. So, but it's giving fall. I think it's a pitchfork. It's just, I don't know, but whatever. Then this book I'm reading this month, hands down. Okay, if I don't get to anything else, I'm getting to this book. This is called The Eyes Are the Best Part, and this is by Monica Kim. I'm obsessed, 1, with this cover, 2, oh, this is shorter. I have heard nothing but amazing good things about this book, so I am so pumped to read it. But it's about this woman who, she becomes obsessed with eyeballs herself, having these intrusive thoughts about her mom's like husband or something. And anyways, it's like the unraveling of a person and making of like a serial killer, but her like thing is eyeballs. So yeah, and eye stuff kind of freaks me out. I don't know why I'm reading this now. I think about it. No, I'm just kidding. I am so pumped. And if I like this book, the next book I'm probably gonna buy, I'm not gonna lie, is Chlorine, because I've heard they're similar. So excited about that. Okay, so now let's get into the books that I bought in Newport. All of these books I purchased at the Charter bookstore. So it looks like that. It's so cute. Oh, and I bought this there too. Okay, is this not like the most beautiful light? It's a book light and has flowers on it. Like, look, do you see that? So cute, so stinking cute. Anyway, so very pumped about that book light. That sounded so stupid. Anyway, I'm so funny now. All right, so I bought 4 books there. One book I don't have in front of me, but it is The Serpent and Wings of Night, and I am obsessed with it already. I'm reading it currently, and it is, I think I'm like 70 pages in, and it's kind of like giving Hunger Games, but like vampires. I don't know, but it's really interesting. This girl, she's a human, and like in this world there's vampires, and the Hunger Games sort of meets ACOTAR. Is that fair? But like vampires? I don't know. But yeah, so this girl, she is a human, and she's in this world where like vampires like are above everything. Like they are the alpha species, and there's different like kinds of vampires like from different areas, and they have abilities and such, and it seems like humans sort of do too, but I don't know yet. I'm not there yet in the book. But anywho, she gets rescued by the king, one of the king vampires, and she is going, there's like this tournament that happens like very randomly, and the last time it happened was like hundreds of years ago, and the queen, or like the goddess or whatever, she kind of like will grant a wish to whoever wins it. It's a romantasy, so I'm assuming that someone that's a contestant is also going to, I don't think she's met this person yet, but yeah, it's gonna be really good. I'm really excited about it. I don't think I gave anything away, by the way. I think that's pretty, like all this happens in the first like 50 pages, and it's like 500 pages. So but I'm reading that, and it's really good. And I'm really not too much of a fantasy reader. Like I have to be in the mood for it, and I'm in the mood for it right now. So plus like I'm watching Game of Thrones or The House of Dragon, and I'm obsessed with it. So I'm like, I need something fantasy. I need something fantastical. So while I was in Newport, one thing that we did was we went and toured the mansions they have, and I really didn't know anything about it until like I got there, and then I was like, how did I not know about this? But the Vanderbilts, who is like a family that's just synonymous with like wealth, they have these summer homes there, and they're huge mansions, like Diddy style. Wait, never mind. Bad comparison. Anyway, they are like huge mansions, but they're built in like the late 1800s. So like that's not very typical of that time to have these like crazy extravagant mansions that are like built only out of marble. Or it was the coolest thing ever. but they have a couple of different mansions that you can go and tour. And so I saw this at the bookstore and I got really excited. Murder at the Breakers. This is a historical cozy mystery. And yeah, so it's a whole series. And so like each one of the big mansions, they have like a historical mystery book about it. And it's kind of giving like Veronica Speedwell a little bit. But I don't know, I was like, this is kind of cool, like to read this after I went and toured. So I do want to get to it this month while I'm still thinking about the mansions. I've never heard anything else about it. I just saw it in there and I was like, I think I have to get this. And that's like something I said I wouldn't do anymore. It's just like be a cover buyer, but like that's different. I'm just making up my own rules. But you know what? I should. As I should. All right, anyways. Then I got Margot's Got Money Trouble. So this was actually a book of the month book. This is not a book of the month book, but this was a pick, I think last month. I didn't get it. And I didn't know, I've been really enjoying like literary fiction here recently. And, but apparently it's about the single mom who ends up starting an OnlyFans. And it talks about like motherhood, you know, being a single parent, having the stigma of having like, I don't know, like sex work or something like that. I don't know really, but there's a lot of social commentary in it. It sounds really interesting, so I picked it up while I was there. And what a stunning cover though. I love the colors. So anyway, this book I got is very on brand for Newport because it's called The Lost Summers of Newport. So it's funny because like Beatrice Williams, who is one of the trio of authors for this book, this trio wrote another book, All the Ways We Said Goodbye. So they've written a book before, this historical fiction, this from 3 different perspectives over multiple generations in Newport. I think it's a mystery as well. So anyways, it just seems like it's gonna be really, really good. Whenever I looked at the Storygraph reviews from it, it got really good reviews. Okay, and so that was the end of the haul. So video's not over though. Oh my God, this is just like straight Aperol. Is there even alcohol? I think there's alcohol. Yeah, there's definitely alcohol in Aperol.
I'm drunk. I'm drunk. I'm drunk. Something ain't right. Something is off, brother. Something is off right now.
These are the books that are on my physical TBR. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the first book that's on my physical TBR that I did not buy this month, it was past month, is The Next Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine. This is technically like the 3rd book in the series. It's the sequel, but there's also like a second little novella that's like a prequel to the first one that talks about one of the characters. I can't give it away. But this one is basically what happens to the characters from the first book in the aftermath. I've honestly heard a lot of mixed reviews though about it. Because I heard it's more like true crime-y, but I like that. So I feel like I would like it. People I feel like that gave it low reviews are not into true crime. They're more like thriller girlies. So we'll see. The next book I have is Mary Jane. I bought this off Pango a while ago. To be honest with you, it was on Pango for like $3 and it was another book that I wanted and I was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna buy it because it sounded interesting and the cover was like very summery, but to be honest, I listed it back on my Pango. I have no interest. When I look at this book, I have no interest in reading it. But it's 1970s Baltimore. Apparently it's about a girl who's nannies for this rich family and like things happen. What kinds of things? I don't know. It seems salacious or something, but I just don't really care. So we'll see what happens. If someone buys it, I'll send it. And if it's sitting on my shelf and I have nothing better to do, if I get the inkling to read it, then I'll read it. That's kind of what I decided. All right, so the next couple books. Oh my God, I am getting a little tipsy. And I've had like 5 sips of this. This is very embarrassing. Okay, so this book is Wild Love by Elsie Silver. It's a cowboy romance. This is the 3rd series that she's written. The new book, Wild Eyes, comes out, oh God, is it September? I don't really know. It doesn't matter. So it's coming out this year, which kudos to her for having 2 books come out the same year, and they're thick. Anyway, and then whenever the second book, Wild Ice, comes out, I'm gonna read these in tandem. They're all supposed to be single dad trope. So I'm hoping that I still like reading them like that. I'm hoping that it still hits. But I feel like it will, because all of her books, like I loved the whole Chestnut Spring series. That was a 5-star series for me. So I'm thinking I'm really gonna like this book. I haven't heard anything negative about it. Okay, so this is this other book that I've had actually on my TBR. This is one of the 6 books that I brought to Boston. This is Ghosts of Harvard. And this book is about a girl who, her brother went to Harvard and he, you know, unalived himself, and she's going to Harvard, and I think her family is like, why do you want to go there after that happened? And she's going, one, because it's Harvard, I'm assuming, and also because she kind of wants to find out what really happened to her brother and why he did that. So it feels like it's going to be really good, but this is also giving like September going back to school time, which I haven't been in school in so long, but I don't know. It's just like I have a lot of fallish books, so I feel like on my TBR. Okay, so then the last 4 books. So we have Beneath a Scarlet Sky by Mark Sullivan. This book is a historical fiction. It takes place, it's World War II historical fiction, but this is, I believe, Nazi-occupied Italy. I haven't read any World War II books taking place in Italy, so I'm really, really excited to jump into that. I heard that if you like The Nightingale or All the Light We Cannot See, then you would like this book. So I have to say, I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about all these fucking books. So, okay, sorry, I had to go get my nosy dog. She loves to look out my boyfriend's office window because it overlooks the driveway, and she like sees people walking past, so. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. So we have 3 books left. I have Riders and Lovers by Lily King. This is another one of the books that I brought with me. I was perusing half-price books, as one does, and I ran across this one. The cover is gorgeous. This is one of those buys that I didn't go in there for, but just found me. So I wasn't gonna get it because I'm trying to not get books off of vibes alone, okay? I'm trying to not do that, but it really got me because it's about a girl who is grieving her mother's sudden death, and also I think that maybe her like husband or boyfriend or somebody cheats on her, and then she moves to Cambridge, and it's a story about a girl like that. She's 31, she's finding herself, and I love that. I'm around that age, and you know, I just moved to Boston, so I just felt like, and I had bought it. I remember it was a Half Price Books trip where I was like unhauling a ton of books that I had. The like very few books that I like didn't know anything about, and I picked it up and I was like, what's this one about? And I was like, oh my god, a girl in her 30s who got cheated on moved to Boston and is learning about herself. Sounds familiar. See, this is why I shouldn't drink and do these videos. The next 2 books that I have gotten sort of recently. They're both on the horror end, which is one of my favorite genres. If they are more like social commentary-ish or like about something more. I'm not a big slasher girly, I'm not into that, but I like something meaningful, you know, like literary horror, I guess you could call it. So Monstrilio is one I have been wanting for a long time, and but this one is about a woman whose son dies, and I think he's like very young, and I don't know if she like takes his lung or something about a lung. I'm not sure what it happens. Hang on.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Okay, so after the son dies, she carves out a piece of his lung and saves it, okay? And from the lung that she harvested from her dead son, this little monster grows. She's like treating it like a child. And apparently it's about grieving and like what it is to be alive and like what it is to let somebody go. I'm gonna start crying, oh my God. But no, it just seems so good. And but yeah, so this one's definitely, I feel like this is giving 5-star energy. It's giving 5-star energy. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay, and the last book we're gonna talk about is S.T. Gibson's A Dowry of Blood. And this one is vampy. I have been holding it off because I'm scared to read it. I'm terrified. You know why I'm terrified to read this book? Because I want it to be a 5-star book so bad. I've heard that it's beautifully written. It's about vampires. It's based off of Carmilla, which is the book that inspired Dracula. And it's sapphic. It's obviously like a love story. And look at I love when books are like this, when they have these types of pages. Oh, anyway. But I know I want to love this book so much because I know I will, but I have to be in the right headspace for it because I feel like I'm such a mood reader that like if I pick it up like right now when I'm not in the mood for it, I wouldn't like it. So I'm like scared to read it. Does anybody else get like that? Am I just the only weirdo?
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
I don't know. Anyway, but so those are all the books that I have on my physical TBR. I'm sure this video was way too long, but I don't really care. And I'm gonna keep making long videos and drinking Aperol Spritz, so whatever. So now I'm just gonna go downstairs and read Serpent of the Wings of Night. So yeah, thank you so much. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this video and help support my channel. I'm trying to grow. I really want to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. That's my personal goal. I have been watching booktube videos for like, I don't even know, 5 or 6 years. And I read so much. I think I've read like 65 books this year. And like, I just want a community where I can talk about, you know, the things that I love and to, you know, connect with you guys. If any of these books are on your physical TBR, let me know in the comments. Bye.